Now, I found this image in real life when I went to Egypt. I had to see this image in the Pharaoh's tomb. So I was looking around in the Valley of the Kings to find this. And where did I find it? I found it in the tomb of Thutmose III. Whereas other people are looking for the ruins of Atlantis, I have been looking for where Atlanteans travel in ruins that are on land now and were on land during the time of Atlantis. This is a strange image called the winged sun. There's not only the round image of the sun and then the wings sticking out, but in front of this round sun image are two serpents. Based on my memories of Atlantis, did it come from Atlantis? Hello, hello, hello. It's Carol Ann Chapman, and I've written about my experiences in my book, When We Were Gods, which is a chronicle of my memories of Atlantis. The ancient Egyptians probably had an oral tradition where they, before they were writing things down, were remembering things by telling stories about things. So they talked about how these Atlanteans had come to Egypt, but they weren't people in bodies. They were these light beings, and they came via this serpent power, that they flew by serpent power. So now I'm going to tell you what my experience was in Atlantis. In Atlantis, I saw myself as a sun. I was a light being. We weren't as tightly bound into the physical bodies that we inhabited the way we are now. Now, to leave the body, you die. And you can go in and out when you're sleeping, but you're still connected. But the only way you disconnect is when you die. However, in Atlantis, I was able to pull out of the physical body and just be my real self, this light being. But the thing is, because I was now caught in the physical on Earth, I couldn't move the way I could when I was free of this star system here. And I needed something to give me momentum. And we in Atlantis used other animals. We would go into different animals because our light being self could pull in and out of different animals. So I fell into a serpent's mouth, and then the serpent gave me the momentum to fly through space. And then I got to this safety land in Egypt. So I can imagine the Egyptian people seeing these people coming from Atlantis all lit up. And then we would go into a body, and they have images of the gods and goddesses in Egypt with the light being on top of their head. That's how the gods and goddesses are represented in the Pharaoh's tombs, because the gods and goddesses were still beings that could be their real light being self. So I went to Thutmose III's tomb. But I was looking on the walls, I was looking on the walls, looking on the walls, I was looking on the walls, and there was a guide there. And I said, I told him what I was looking for, and he pointed up. The image was on the ceiling of the tomb. It wasn't on the walls. You seldom see this picture because people who go in to take photographs of the tombs and the images on the tombs, they don't look up. I looked up, and there it was flying overhead. It was so huge on the ceiling of the Pharaoh's tomb that to take a photo of it with my camera, I had to lay on the floor in the Pharaoh's tomb. But what was exciting to me, in the background, it's a dark background, and there are stars. So this really was an image of what I had experienced, which was flying through space, not our sense of space, flying like an airplane through the air. So they had it with all these stars in the background. is really something special. All right. So, as you can tell, I'm pretty excited about all of this, and I'm just thrilled that you're here. And forever I thought that I must be insane until I started finding these images, like in Yucatan and now in Egypt. Now, I'd already been a number of times to Yucatan, and in Yucatan, they show the ability of the serpent to create flight by making the serpent feathered. So that's Kukulkan, the feathered serpent. That's Yucatan. And my assumption is that Atlanteans traveled to Yucatan because think there's the Atlantic Ocean in the middle. So here's where Atlantis is. So it makes sense that Atlanteans would have traveled to Yucatan, so one side, and Egypt's on the other. So it's been great talking with you today. And if you got value from this, please give a like. And I have more videos on these topics. So if you're interested, please subscribe. And well, this was wonderful. See you next time. Toodaloo. Bye-bye.